Hello dear students. So this is the first experiment in dental curriculum in the subject of dental anatomy and histology. So what we do is here the subject is divided into two parts, dental anatomy and dental histology. So as far as dental anatomy is concerned, we learn the anatomy and morphology of various structures of oral cavity. So regarding teeth, in practical experiments, we do carving of teeth, of all the teeth, upper jaw and lower jaw. So to learn these carvings, we need some equipments. So we first is this carver. This is called as Lacron's carver. So it has various parts. This is the working end, which is which has this sharp edge, curved end, and the straight end also. So now in this straight end there are two line angles, so this can also be used for carving, and this cutting edge. Then this has shaft also, and the other end has scoop like structure. This also we use for creating various to carve various anatomical areas, various fossas and grooves that I'll be discussing later. So regarding grip, how to hold this carver. So there usually when we work with knife, we use this grip, but in patient's mouth and experiments and carving, we can't use this grip. This is called as palm and thumb grip. So this we don't use because we do fine skills. Okay, so therefore this is called as palm and thumb grip. Usually for carving we don't use this. Then second is pen grip. Pen grip is usually like this, but we don't use this as far as dental skills are concerned, various practical exercises are concerned. We don't use this pen grip. What we use is modified pen grip. So modified pen grip is like this. The thumb and index finger is placed like this, and the carver is resting on the middle finger, and this ring finger is also used, but this finger is used to take the rest. Okay, and this is resting on any part of the patient's oral cavity, either lip or the teeth, and then with the help of this support we move the instruments, the rotary instruments like this, or the other instruments like this. So this is called as modified pen grip. This is called as modified pen grip. Okay, so now these are the wax blocks. We use this wax blocks to carve various exercises. So before we start the teeth, we have to learn how to hold the carver and how to carve various geometrical shapes like spheres, triangles, pyramid and cubes and rectangle. Okay, so that I'll be discussing in the next experiment. So this is how we carve this various exercises before we actually start the tooth carving exercises. We also need the scale. We can use the plastic scale also, or the stainless steel scale also. Various measurements are very important to carve the teeth because the dimensions have been given in textbook. So we have to carve all the teeth according to the dimensions given in the textbook. So that is why we use this scale. Then secondly, cotton is very important. After we carve the tooth on this wax block, it has to be polished. So for that we use this cotton. So the polishing also I have shown in my tooth carving videos. So first we use dry cotton polishing to remove all the scratches and make it smooth, and to get a shine we use little liquid soap or shampoo pouch. So I always tell my students to get little small shampoo pouch or hand wash, and then we can take a little drop here and then polish it, the carving, and wash it under the tap water, and then they can submit. So it gives good shine to the tooth carving. And very important is whenever students do carving, they have to match the tooth shape and morphology with the diagrams given in the textbook. So it is inconvenient to get the textbook every day. So what I tell my student is to take the printout of every exercise which they do during regular carving practicals. So like suppose they are doing central incisor, so they have to take a printout and keep it in their bag, so that during carving for 2 to 3 practicals they can match their carving with these images every aspect, and they correlate whether they are going right or wrong, and accordingly their carving should match exactly according to the images. And this is how this first exercise, the introductory and various equipments are required. And one more thing, this is the sheet, it is called as Macintosh sheet. So this sheet is usually required to collect all the waste of the carving. Okay, so these are all the things we require for before we start the actual carving. So in this, so these are all the preliminary carving exercises before we start actual carving of a tooth. So these are all geometrical shape. These exercises are very important because through these exercises we learn how to hold the carver, how to different strokes of the carver, and how to move the carver on the block, and various skills we learn through these exercises. So this is first exercise which we do 3 by 1 block, and this is how it look. Flat surfaces, sharp line angles and point angles. And this is exercise 2, which is called as carving of a triangle. You can see this is how this triangle is, and all the surfaces are all smooth, sharp line angles and point angles. So this is exercise number 2. And this is a pyramid. You can see all 4 surfaces are meeting on the top. So this is a third exercise which is called as carving of a pyramid. Now fourth exercise is carving of a single-sided dumbbell. So you have 3 parts: the globe, the stalk and the base. And after this is double-sided dumbbell, in which instead of this base, the cube, you have to convert this into globe, so that you have double-sided dumbbell. And also in most of the universities they tell you to carve imaginary exercise. So anything out of your imagination, after learning all this, you can make a imaginary carving. So you can make a bird, you can make a dice, you can make a house, or you can make any alphabet. So anything in the small block you have to carve. And then after that we start doing tooth exercises. So central incisor, all the incisors, canines, premolars and molars. So this is how the journey of carving goes on. Thank you so much.